Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Fangirls Only. This week our special guest is Nox Holloway. So how are you guys doing today?
So, how we doing? Doing very good.
So I heard your upcoming EP comes out really soon. So that's so exciting. So would you guys like to tell us about the EP and the story behind it?
Yeah, so I think there's three new songs.
Yes,
Yeah,
two of
so
them are out now, and there's
yeah,
three new ones coming.
yeah. I feel really good about it. A lot of the time, like that we put out music, we put out songs that have like been done for a long time, and that is the case for a handful of the ones on this project. But there are a couple that are relatively newer, and one that's like super, super new, probably the shortest amount of time from making a song to putting it out that we've had in a long time. So that's exciting because it feels a little more representative of like where we are now in our lives as opposed to where we were a year ago. Um, yeah, so it's super exciting.
Yeah, and I would say the fact that the songs we're making now feel like they belong with songs that are a year plus old is pretty special. I think it kind of just reaffirms the journey we're on sonically, and really just we continue to try new things musically, and the fact that it all works together is feels pretty rewarding. I think we're pretty proud of the record.
Yeah.
Nice. So I know projects like these can take a while to make. So how long did it take you guys to make the EP? And is there any new favorite songs of yours on it? Like of the unreleased?
Yeah, I think the oldest song, I say oldest, the longest it took for one of the songs to be completed is probably a year and a half.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, there's this one song that we put a lot into it, and then we needed to go back and we actually added a trumpet player to it. Then there's always the finalization, the mix and master. So that one's called "A Girl in Sedona," and we're
Yeah.
super pumped about that one. We're pumped
Yeah.
about all of them.
Yeah, we love all of them. That one has a special place though. It'll be the intro track on the project, and it's just like I've always strived to just make like very worldly stuff, and like it just feels like a really big song. Like not even like numbers wise, it just feels big, like all encompassing as far as like everything that we try to do. And the other thing about it is like we there are three writers on the whole project,
Oh.
so and it's the only other writer is a girl named Kendall Brower in town, who's an amazing writer, but and we've written with her for a long time, so it just feels right that like this new stage of our lives, it's like us two, and then the person we're closest with, and that's it. Besides the instrumentalist that you mentioned, but yeah, so it feels good.
So, is there anyone or anything that inspired the EP?
The inspiration I would point to immediately is just the journey we've been on in the last year. Music is music is just a tough thing to get into. The music industry changes all the time. I mean, I don't think anybody is 100% caught up on the way the music industry changes, and so that affects your story and the way you write songs and the way you make music and the way you get out of bed every day. So I think the journey we're on really kind of was kind of the catalyst for this EP, and the timing of it, and everything just felt right for it.
So, I also see that you guys love posting covers on social media. So, what's your favorite song to cover?
We
Um,
probably have different answers.
I don't, man, that's tough. I can choose an answer. I don't want to give a cop out answer. I just love doing covers just because it's so like it's so cool. Like there's so much music out that it's hard to make anything truly, truly new. So like it's just cool the way that you can like take things that exist and everyone can do their own versions of it because that's like the some of the best new that you get nowadays. So it's just fun to do. I mean, I love playing. I can't help.
Can't help falling
I
in
always
love.
forget. Can't help falling in love on ukulele is one that I love, but yeah.
I think mine that we've posted is "Good Things Fall Apart" by Elenium and John Bellion. Something about that guitar, the way the vocal and the guitar, when you boil it down to just acoustic, the way it all fits together. I really love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, anyway. So
Like, it's definitely cool seeing people from like other like fan bases or whatever, like listening to your music and so starting to become a fan of yours, like different people,
well,
different.
we covered this Morgan Wallen song that did pretty well for us like a month or so ago, and we're not country artists at all, but obviously the people that heard that song are, so to garner some country audience was kind of cool for a
Yeah,
minute there,
yeah,
like you're saying.
Okay, so how did you guys come up with your group name? Like, is there any cool stories behind it?
yeah. It was, yeah. It's like I don't even want to. It was relatively uneventful story in regard, or I mean, in relation to like the world at this time. But I was studying abroad in London, in 2020, at the very beginning of 2020, right before everything happened.
Mm.
And I was living on a road called Holloway Road, and so I was supposed to be gone for like 5 months total, and I was only gone for like a month and a half. And at this time, we didn't have management and all this, so like we were working on music a lot, but it wasn't like a, we weren't really treating it like a job. So this is going to be essentially a hiatus almost, and we weren't working as much together. And then when we came back, or when I came back from London, and Parker had to come back from being at school, um, we just decided to start working on stuff again. And it was around that time that we needed a rebrand. We used to be called the Rocketeers. That was like our first iteration of the band name, and then once we wanted to change it, we like spent a couple of days like going through different words and all this. And Nox just means night in Latin, and that more just sounded cool. So Holloway had a big meaning, and Nox is just like a nice little sidecar to it. So
Nice.
yeah. Yeah.
So this is the last question. And what made you guys want to pursue a career in music?
Ooh. You want me to go first?
Sure.
The first music I ever played was a middle school band. I was like a band kid all the way through middle school and high school, and I just something about moving that over to making our own music, something about like popular styles of music and what people gravitate towards has like, I just remember being fascinated with like what's on the radio, why do people like this, like from literally like third grade. So when I started making my own music and like, oh, I can kind of make things sound like that, like, like the songs kind of sound like this, and obviously, that's such a rabbit hole you can get lost in, but yeah, just like almost like my fascination with pop culture as it relates to sound has kind of driven my career, and I mean I can't see myself doing anything else. So gotta run this music thing as far as we can, and it's a new adventure every day. So I love it.
Yeah. I fell in love with rap music in middle school, and then once we got into like making it, it was just very fulfilling. I mean, we could talk for hours about this exact question, but I think it boils down to that. It's just like finally finding something that is very fulfilling, and then just continuing to do it. So
and I think as far as it relates to, those are our individual motivations, but as far as the band goes, we've never, or at least we work with other people all the time in music, and our approach to our creative approach and the way we make records together, it has like always been very complimentary. So I think that's a huge motivation for us, like our workflow and the way that we can crank out music and try new things, and we're not afraid to like mess up with each other, has been a huge motivation as far as, the band and pursuing it as a duo.
So that was all the questions. So thank you guys so much for coming on. It's great having you both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
of
for
course.
reaching out. We'll be reposting and looking forward to.
No problem.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. Okay. Bye
Bye.
guys.
Bye.